It was a rainy afternoon when the conversation happened. The kind of soft rain that taps gently on windows and makes everything feel still. I remember sitting by the kitchen table, hands wrapped around a warm cup of tea, when someone very close to me said something that caught me off guard. "I just don't feel like I matter anymore," they said, barely above a whisper. The words sat heavy in the air. They didn't cry. They didn't make a scene. But I could feel the weight behind what they said. It wasn't just about one bad day or a single mistake. It was about years of slowly losing faith in themselves. It's feeling like they were always behind, never enough, always comparing, always falling short. You could see it in their eyes. That quiet ache. That slow erosion of worth, and I didn't know what to say at first. How do you respond when someone you care about feels like they've lost their value, like they've been overlooked or forgotten? I sat there for a moment. Then, without thinking too much, I reached into my wallet and pulled out a crumpled note. It had been folded and unfolded too many times. Edges were soft. There were little creases all over it. It wasn't new. It wasn't clean. I held it up and asked, "Would you still want this?" They looked confused for a second. "Well, yeah," they said. "It's still money." Then I crushed it in my hand, squeezed it tight until it looked like a wrinkled ball, and held it up again. "And now?" I asked. They looked at it again and said, "It's still worth the same." I placed it gently on the table between us. "That's you," I said quietly. "Even if life has crumpled you, even if you've been stepped on, even if people didn't treat you right, or you made mistakes, or you lost your way, you're still valuable. You've always been valuable." They didn't say anything right away. They just looked at the note sitting there, and then something softened in their face. It wasn't a big moment. No music swelled, no big speech followed. I could see it. Something shifted. We all go through things that leave marks on us. Some of those things come from outside people who hurt us, moments we weren't prepared for, chances we didn't get. And some of those things come from within, the way we talk to ourselves, the weight of expectations, the shame we carry quietly. But none of that changes what we're worth. You can be rejected and still be worthy of love. You can fail and still be full of potential. You can make a mess of things and still deserve a second chance. You can be forgotten by others and still remember your own name. It's easy to forget that in a world that keeps measuring everything. Measuring success by titles and money. Measuring beauty by impossible standards. Measuring worth by how much noise you make. But life isn't meant to be measured like that. Your value is not based on what you produce, or how loud you are, or how perfect you look. It's deeper. It's quieter. That conversation stayed with me for a long time. I kept thinking about how often we treat ourselves like used-up paper, tossing ourselves aside the moment things don't go perfectly. We believe lies that say we're not smart enough, not attractive enough, not interesting enough. We start shrinking ourselves just to fit into places that don't even feel like home. But the truth is, we've never lost our worth. Not once, not for a second. Even when we've been broken. Even when we've lost our way. Even when we've doubted everything. There's still value in you. The beautiful part is, it doesn't come from someone else deciding that. It's already there. It always has been. Sometimes we just need someone to remind us. That rainy afternoon didn't change everything overnight, but it opened something. It planted a small seed. A reminder that no matter how crumpled you feel, your worth hasn't gone anywhere. That person eventually got back on their feet. They started speaking kinder to themselves. They stopped apologizing for simply existing. It took time, of course. Healing isn't quick, but it's always possible. So if you're rereading this and you've been feeling like maybe you've done matter or you've lost something in yourself, I hope this story finds you in a quiet moment. Maybe it's raining where you are too. Maybe you've been carrying around the idea that you're not enough. But just for a second, I want you to picture that crumpled note. And I want you to know something simple and real. You're still valuable, exactly as you are. Not when you fix everything. Not when you look better. Not when you prove yourself. Right now, still worthy. Still enough. Still loved.